Hello everyone and welcome to Airships Conquer the Skies. In this episode, we're going to be trying out a commentary challenge by Captain Marvelous, who challenged me to create a ship that was designed to break apart, but each section that breaks apart could function on its own. So basically, as you can see here, we designed this monstrosity. It doesn't look that pretty, but we basically designed 5 different small ships and kind of pieced them together with some corridors. So, we have the main section here, which has a large propeller and a suspendium chamber and a small suspendium chamber, plenty of coal to support both, and a decent amount of ammunition for its 4 cannons on the front. And then at the top, we have a small ship, which is basically, oh yeah, this one also has 2 cockpits, and that's basically how we ran everything. We didn't try and go with bridges. So up here we have, this is the basic formula I followed, cockpit, a quarters, coal and ammo, and some of them have more ammo than others, and then of course a sail, because the sails don't have to have unobstructed stuff. So for example, the propellers, if I can grab one real quick. Where are the propellers? Here we go. Even just a regular propeller, as you can see, they have to have nothing blocking them in the back. So that would be an issue for, like, say, this one right here. Now, we could have put propellers on these other ones, but propellers also require coal. And I didn't want to have to put a whole lot of coal on these smaller ones. So we just went with sails, because I've never really used sails, and they're not as good as propellers, I'm fairly sure. Like, I mostly use propellers for that reason, because sails are a little more vulnerable to catching on fire and stuff like that. But for this purpose, we went ahead and did it. So in the top section, we have, as I said, sails, quarters, cockpit, and we have a flat cannon and 2 regular cannons. Then in this lower one here, we have 2 things of coal. I just did that because I could have put ammunition back here, but it would be too far away from the rest of the ship. From where the weapons are, that I kind of I just decided not to worry about it. So I just went ahead and did 2 coal. So this one can actually supply. It will actually be able to stay airborne for twice as long as the smaller sections, as all these others. And then we have a deck gun and a cannon. We could have done another cannon, but I just put a deck gun on there because I don't know, I just wanted to. Then down here we have the 2 rear sections, and we have the ventral turret and 2 cannons up here. I actually might have done a dorsal turret like up here, but anyway, we just went with the ventral turret for the lower section. And then of course in this back section we have 2 rifles and 2 flat cannons. So this one has no forward facing guns, because obviously it's blocked, so I can't actually have any forward facing guns. So this one's going to be a little bit interesting, because it's basically going to have to just kind of flip around when this section breaks apart. It basically just needs to flip around so it can fire at the enemies, or it can also just kind of cover the flank, which is the other purpose that it holds. Either way, it doesn't look particularly good. Like, it looks interesting, I think, but it mostly, like, it kind of looks messy, like, because you just have all these corridors right here connecting everything, which I'm not a huge fan of. Like, it doesn't look great, but either way, we're going to go ahead and name this. We won't go the... We're going to do Starfish Mark 1. Now, the reason I call it the Starfish is, as most people will know, starfish typically have 5 legs, kind of. Like, I guess they're legs. Starfish are weird, but they normally have 5, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right there. And also the starfish can detach its limbs, or if its limbs gets detached, they can grow back. Now, that said, starfish are actually really weird, because if you, like, basically detach basically, I'm trying to remember, because they've done this experiment before, but basically you can create 2 starfish out of one by basically, like, cutting it in half, and each half will grow back its other half, kind of. Either way, so again, the starfish, I also was thinking naming it the Hydra, and I don't know, but I went with the starfish just because I thought it made a little more sense with the pieces coming apart, because the whole thing with the Hydra is you cut one head off, 2 more replace itself, and we're not gaining ships. It's just each ship can, when it falls apart, can operate independently, kind of like a starfish. And the Captain Marvelous, in his comment, actually came up with a pretty good name as well, Gemini. Obviously, Gemini meaning, the what's it called? It means it's the twins, but I can't remember. Why am I drawing a blank on that? The star signs. Yeah, I guess I can't remember that word. I don't know why. The whatever that is all the different ones. The zodiac. No, horoscope. That's it. Your horoscope. Gemini. Yeah. So the Gemini one with the horoscope. Also a really good name. So honestly, post in the comments down below and let me know, because I'm probably going to do some other designs following the same basic pattern, and I'll probably just have Mark 2 and just iterate them as marks. So let me know in the comments below which name you all prefer, Gemini, Starfish, or Hydra. Or if you come up with another name, let me know down below. And also, just if you see a comment that has already suggested the name, either suggested a name that you really like, or has already said like, hey, I think Hydra's the best name, you can just thumb that one up, or you can just reply to that comment and say, I agree, or something like that. Anyway, and I'll just kind of know, and whichever one seems to be the most popular name, I'll probably just go with that. Either way, we're going to throw this into some combat and see if it actually functions, or if it's going to just be a horrible, horrible thing. Need to make sure we save it, though. And as you can tell, I'm not actually going to be I'm not going to be doing anything. We're going to just go into a combat, because here's the deal. We're not going to throw this up against the Aussies. Even though this comment was suggested in an Aussie video, in one of the Aussie challenges, I'm not going to put this ship up against the Aussies initially. Okay, that's a decent service ceiling, actually. I was curious what the service ceiling would look like. And of course, as they break apart, I think each ship might get a better service ceiling. Or it might get worse service ceiling. I don't know. It depends how heavy each component is. It also depends how they break apart, too. But we're not going to throw this up against Aussies initially. We are going to try the Aussies in a bit. But first, we're going to just do a couple. We're going to just throw it up against some Achilles. We'll do the Achilles Mark. Well, actually, no, that's a bomb. Has bomb bays. We don't want to waste. Note that also has bomb bays. Here we go. The Achilles 3. We'll do the Achilles 1. I think the Achilles 1 will be a little bit easier for it. So we're going to just do like 3 Achilles. Actually, yeah, 3 Achilles versus this, and we'll just kind of see how this goes. And they have the relatively same service ceiling. So we're going to go ahead, actually fix that today so we can actually see what's going on, and we shall proceed. Push forward so our rear guns have something to shoot at. As you can see, the sails are catching on fire relatively easily, but hey, our service ceiling is increasing as we're getting shot apart, so okay, we've basically lost propulsion at this point. Flip around. Yeah, we've lost propulsion. Our propeller seems to be out of action. Unfortunately, our sails are not doing much for us. I think the ship is too big for the sail. Oh, no, we got our propeller back online, so that's good. Now we can back up and go ahead and keep our cannons in range. Down here. Enemy vessel destroyed. Well, I mean, I will say this is doing really well. It's not really functioning as intended. Like, we lost the top section. Yeah, the top section's back here. So actually, see, this is functioning as intended. This did break away. Still has its suspendium chamber. However, it does not have any weapons on it. But the basic idea of breaking apart did seem to kind of work, but not really. So this is interesting. It's actually doing really well. And we're actually going to win this fight. So we're going to just go ahead and leave. Day is ours. There we go. So yeah. That actually proved quite effective. So we're going to go ahead and do another combat right now. And we're going to just throw that in. And we're going to throw it in against some... Actually, you know what? We will leave and we will open a combat. And we'll do the Army of One challenge. Army of One. No, that's too many Aussies. We will do 26. So let's see, how much money is this? So we will actually remove some of the Aussies to give this ship a little more like even money. Because originally the idea for the Aussie challenge was actually to the original idea of the Aussie challenge was to actually have even money. So like one large ship that equals out. So we need to get rid of a bunch of these. But that's fine. Get rid of a decent number. I don't know how many we're going to actually be going up against, but it doesn't really matter because I don't think this ship is going to beat the Aussies. I would be genuinely surprised. Nope, don't want to move you. I just want to get rid of you. So we're going to do right there. That's like almost even money. Eight difference. So we're going to go ahead and start and see how this happens. ahead and advance aggressively a little bit. Get our flat cannons in range. We can start getting some shots off. Once we get our command back, we will try and move out of the way. That Aussie does not fall on us. So if it does fall on us and we break apart, I don't know. It's kind of what we want. But actually, I did think of one thing that this design actually does do really well is, as you can see there, like the fires can get started and stuff, but like, I guess what I was trying to say is, as I'm also trying to focus on not getting Aussies dropped on us, is this actually also helps with fires, and also like right there, we had an explosion, but like one explosion in one section isn't gonna really affect the others. So that's actually, could actually be a really good design for larger ships. Which, I mean, it's kind of really just taking a bunch of smaller ships and connecting them. So I guess it kind of isn't really a large ship, depending on how you want to qualify it. But our rear guns are actually doing some work for us. Obviously, most of our firepower is still forward facing. In fact, we're going to flip around because most of the Aussies are behind us at this point. Oh, come on. Okay, fine. Fine, we'll just back up. Get out of there, guys. Come on, get the propeller online. Our sails are not doing well. Oh, here we go. Fragment of the Starfish. It's still operational. It's out of ammunition, though. It's not what I wanted, guys. We need this to break apart right. Yeah, there we go. You guys to turn around. Okay, so it is kind of functioning. I'm curious to see how many Aussies we actually took out. Right, come on, guys. Oh, we don't have any, you guys don't have any movement, do you? Unfortunately, it did not defeat the Aussies, as I was kind of expecting. But it did prove fairly effective against equal prices of like medium ships. That's pretty interesting. Like I said, I'm definitely gonna pursue this design philosophy of having a lot of smaller parts that can break away. And we actually did see that, like in this one, like right here. This one actually is still semi-functioning. The main problem is it's taking so much damage that it's not really much we can do. Like, we can't really maneuver this around because it's already out of ammo and it's lost its means of propulsion. But it's still in the air technically, and if it had ammunition and was facing the right direction, we could do something. So we've 1, 2, 3, 4. So we took out 4 Aussies. That's not great. But yeah. So that's pretty much it for this video. Relatively short one, but again, that's. Like I said, I am going to be coming back and revisiting a lot of the commenter challenge. I might actually do like an omnibus kind of episode where I just do a really quick little segments showcasing kind of different designs and showing how they do against tests or something like that. I'll probably be doing that to revisit a lot of the challenges I've had so far. But again, just like, like I normally do, design the ships beforehand, just give you guys a quick overview and then just show you a clip of it in combat and kind of me talking about how I thought it did. Something along those lines. But yeah, let me know down below what you think would be the best name. Again, Starfish, Gemini, Hydra, or something else that you can think of. And yeah, this is a very interesting design. I would really like to see if anyone else tries to design ships similar to this. Please let me know, like send pictures or something, or a link to or give me let me know where I can find it on the Steam Workshop or something, because I'm very curious. That's a very interesting design, and really big thanks to Captain Marvelous for suggesting that, because that's not anything that's something I'd never thought of before. Is the idea of basically one big ship, but it's connected by very small little just corridors or whatever so that it can actually break apart, and as each piece, and basically designing it so that each individual piece is fully self-sufficient. So again, as I said, and I can actually open this up real quick to demonstrate this, each component of the ship was self-sufficient. So each one had its own means of propulsion, its own means of it had its own propulsion, lift, weapons, command section with a cockpit, and then basically weapons, ammo, and coal. So basically each one is self-sufficient. The only thing that they don't have, none of them have supply hatches, but supply hatches only matter in construction, so that doesn't really matter. But either way, so that's basically, yeah, so like I said, I'm going to be designing more, and as well as I believe this should be the last commenter challenge that I do for a while, because I'm going to be getting into some mods. And you can all look forward to that. I'm really excited about it. I've got a list of mods to try out already. I can't remember the name of the first one we're going to try. I think it's Catalyst Expansion, I believe is the name of it, but we're going to be trying that out. The creator of the mod commented on one of my videos, so thanks a lot to you. I don't remember your name, I'm sorry, but thanks a lot to you, and next week, videos, your mod will be out. And let's see, I think there was something else I wanted to say before signing out for this episode. Oh yes. In addition to revisiting a lot of the commenter challenges, I am going to, as part of revisiting them, I'm gonna be doing a lot of the ships I've designed for those challenges against other ships besides Aussies, because so far most of the designs that I've done I've only put up against Aussies, and most of them haven't done that well. So I'm going to basically at some point later go back, do an episode where I basically showcase all of the different designs going up against sort of more normal ships, like medium-sized ships, probably like the Achilles, like I did with the Starfish at the first of this episode. We're going to be doing that because I want to see, because of course, again, I've compared a lot of the ships to the Aussies, but we've already established that, you know, mass numbers of Aussies are just, there's no way to beat that, at least not yet. So all of that said, I want to see how like a bunch of our designs do against more quote-unquote normal ships, like medium-sized ships, like the Achilles or something like that. I want to try some more stuff like, just kind of see how they do, if they actually are really bad designs, because again, against the Aussies, it's hard to judge, because the Aussies are an unstoppable force still at this point. Either way, that's all we have time for in this episode. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to check back for more, and as always, till next time.